what I'd like to suggest you think about is 5 things you would do, have, or become if money was no object. I mean, would you buy a Lamborghini Countach, black with leather seats? Would you give $1 million to your church? Maybe you'd take 2 years off and study ballet. Maybe you'd go down and work with people in South America. Maybe you'd buy a new house. How many people here would like a new house? Yeah. How many, ladies, let me ask you this. How many of you would just settle for bigger closets? Yes. I mean, there's a lot of neat things you can do with money. Money's not a bad thing. Money gives you freedom. Gives you choices. But you got to have the dreams that you never see. Because I told you, it's 7 to 10 hours a week for 2 to 4 years. Let me tell you a secret. If you don't know what your dreams are, you will never find the 7 to 10 hours a week. You will always be like me. When I looked at this business, I thought, I'm too busy for this. I'm working the restaurant business. I work 70, 80, even 90 hours a week sometimes. So I thought, I'll never have time to do this. But the more I looked at it, the more I realized I was busy, but I was busy being broke. All those years I worked in restaurants, even when I owned restaurants, even when I managed restaurants, you know what? I never could buy a new car. Never had a new car until I was in my 30s. And I could never afford to pay my taxes. I used to have to borrow money to pay my taxes every year. So I was busy, but I was busy being broke. And I understood if I didn't find the 7 to 10 hours a week somewhere to do this business, I'd be busy being broke for the rest of my life. So please think of maybe it's just homeschooling your kids. Maybe it's just that you're at home when the kids come home from work. I don't know what your dreams are, but please think of them. 5 things. You know, really, if money was no object, if you had Bill Gates' kind of money, would you be driving the car you drove in today? Would you be living in the house you're living in today? Would you be spending the amount of free time that you spend today? Would you be contributing to your church, temple, synagogue the way you are now if money really was no object? Because if the answer is no, you'd be doing more, having more, being more, then please look at this business. Get with the person who gave you this tape or invited you here tonight and really check this out. You can be skeptical. Let me tell you, network marketing, it'll survive a healthy skepticism. This business is now an $80 billion a year annual plus business. Over $80 billion a year right now. Practiced in almost 100 countries and territories around the world. Success Magazine called it the most powerful way to reach consumers. It's got positive profiles and articles in the New York Times in the last couple of years, the Wall Street Journal, Fortune, Forbes, Success Magazine. See, because this is a distribution revolution. We're going to talk about that in just a sec, what we're doing and the trends that are taking place here. But you got to know that this is the real deal. You say, well, I've heard about pyramids and chain letters. Let me tell you something. Yeah, there were pyramids and chain letters. And you know what? As long as there are people looking for something for nothing, there'll always be pyramids and chain letters. But that's not what this business is about. This business is about a new mode of distribution. About cutting out all the wasted parasites who normally handle the distribution process, putting the consumer in charge here, and letting the money go to the people who are actually doing the work. It's a whole new paradigm in business and personal development. I mean, think how it used to be. Because I want to talk about trends, because we know the way to become wealthy, I mean really wealthy, not little money, I'm not even millionaires, I'm talking about billionaires, is to capitalize on trends. Industrial revolution, agricultural revolution. People who foresaw these things became very wealthy. I mean, look at all the old money in this country. Chrysler, Carnegie, Ford, all those people, they made their money in the Industrial Revolution businesses. See, they saw this trend. Well, what are the trends going on right now? At-home businesses, one of the biggest trends in the world. Every 10 seconds, somebody opens a home-based business. 10 seconds. Every single 10 seconds. Do you know how many home-based businesses open since we've been talking just here today? Do you have any idea? Every 10 seconds. Let me tell you where else it's going. Shop at home. People are busy. They're working jobs. They're overtime. They're commuting. They're fighting traffic. Take the kids to soccer practice. Pay the bill. Pick up the dry cleaning. Try and relax a little bit. They don't have time for shopping. They're looking to buy on the internet. They're looking to buy on the phone. Give a credit card. Get stuff delivered. So here's 2 trends. Work at home. Shop at home. This is business positioned to capitalize on both of those. And the third trend the distribution revolution that we're taking place in the world right now. You know how it used to be? You had a manufacturer. They made this product. They'd sell it to a rack jobber who'd buy it, resell it to a wholesaler who'd buy it, resell it to a retail operation who might put it in a warehouse or some kind of central shipping facility, and then they'd send it to the store, and you'd go in the store and you'd buy the product at the store. 5, 6, 7 levels of product we go through. Well, you know what? That made sense. Years and years ago when stuff was made in England, sent on a ship over to the United States, they docked on the eastern seaboard, and then it went across the country by stagecoach, and then by rail, and then by truck. You know, that made sense then. But it doesn't make sense today. See, nowadays, a network marketing company can manufacture a product and ship it direct to their distributor, who in many cases is the end consumer, and in other cases is just conversationally marketing the product with their friends, neighbors, or relatives. And we eliminate the rack job or the wholesale. All those people, all those parasites that used to be necessary, they're no longer necessary. So what this does is this frees up a lot of money. And I want to talk about this money, because people look at the kind of income that I make. The kind of income you make. The kind of income you make. They say, how can that be? How can people make that kind of money? This must be immoral. It must be illegal. At least it must be fattening. I mean, something, right? How can a guy like that make more money in a month than most people make in a year? Or I make more in a month than anyone in my family has ever made in 2, 3, 4 years. Ever, right? How does that happen? Because we take all of that money that used to get wasted in the distribution process, and network marketing companies can take that and put it into 2 areas. Number 1, product research and development. You will see some of the most cutting-edge, state-of-the-art products that never made it to the marketplace any other way will get to the market through network marketing. Because they've got the money to put into development, and they've got the distributor force who become advocates of products that may not be well known. And this room is a perfect example. And the second thing they can do with all that money that they freed up in the distribution, new paradigm of distribution, is they can give it to you, the people who are actually doing the work. 2 to 4 years, you can be wealthy. Look at the new wealth today. The new billionaires. Bill Gates, Michael Dell, Ross Perot. See, none of these people made their wealth in Industrial Revolution businesses, did they? No, none of the billionaires today are coming from Industrial Revolution businesses, because that trend is over. There's a new trend. See, what does Michael Dell do? Here's the perfect example. I'm reading about Michael Dell one time, and they say he's worth $4-point-something billion, right? $4 billion. 8 months later, I'm reading the Forbes richest 500, right? The guy's worth $10 billion, Jane. Now, in 8 months, he went from $4 billion to $10 billion. Now, you probably say, big deal, it's just $6 billion, right? But think of it, 8 months. Now, what? Because he does what we do in this room. What's their motto? Be direct. He has a product, people pick up the phone, dial an 800 number, order a computer, or they get online, www, get on Dell, they order a computer, and 2 days later or 1 day later, FedEx is there. See, that old model of distribution, it made sense 100 years ago. But see, 100 years ago, they didn't have fax lines, they didn't have toll-free phone lines, they didn't have credit cards, they didn't have the Internet. We've got all those things today. The Internet is revolutionizing the world. It's not the opportunity of a lifetime. It's the opportunity of 100 lifetimes. Let me tell you something about the Internet. The Internet is bigger than the Industrial Revolution, the Agricultural Revolution, the wheel, the telephone, the satellite, the television, all rolled into one. The Internet is going to change your life more than all of those things combined. Entire industries like stockbrokers, travel agencies, they're going to disappear, or they're going to have to completely reconfigure everything that they do. Branding will completely be revolutionized. The Internet makes the entire world a tiny little village. And it allows the consumer to control what he or she gets and get it.